Hey guys, welcome back. This is episode 35 of Trading to a Million by JPS Trading. Here we are Thursday, the 15th of October 2020. You're probably seeing by the title, this is going to be an interesting video, definitely to say the least. Look, this month has been quite rough actually. We've been managing our losses as much as we can, which has been fine. But the market's been in a really difficult range to trade for bigger positions. If you've been range trading, you've probably been cleaning up over the last month. So good on you if you have. But if you're going for longer trades and stuff like that in this short time frame for bigger moves, it's proven to be really difficult in terms of that. But look, we got a position short here on Thursday, so we're expecting now, going back in hindsight, sorry to backtrack a little bit, but you probably would have seen this was the day that Powell announced, the Reserve Bank of Australia, Philip Lowe, announced the extended stimulus that they were going to be providing, a lot of bond buying and stuff like that. So this came in really late. I know there was talks about it, but the actual announcement seemed that it didn't come in till about market open, which, look, I was aware of, but I wasn't exactly aware of, if that makes sense. Look, this is about 9 a.m, so we've got the futures open now, and there is a bit of a push to the upside. So I've got one position allocated already, which I was pretty happy to keep if that was going to be the low of the day. There was going to be some money to be made, but if this is going to extend to the upside, which it is, as you can see on your screen, I'm going to be looking to average down a little bit on this. So I've actually got, if it does break 61.70, I'm going to have my full allocation ready. So close to about $300 worth of risk, and aiming to make anywhere upwards of $200 to $600 on this. That's the usual setup that I use. Usually go for about a 2-to-1 on the max. If I can make 1-to-1, great. And obviously accumulate there. So now we're getting past pretty close to about 15 past 9, and look, my trigger has been placed, which is good. The market seems to be moving a bit at the moment. You can obviously see, if you see any differentials on this time in terms of the current price and what I'm able to sell for, it's actually the spread. So the annoying thing is the spread at about, from about 6 a.m. to about 9:50 is like 4 points on the domestic market, which is frustrating, but there's not really any way I can get around it in terms of that. But back to the video. So we're getting to about 20 past 9 now, and I will speed up this video a little bit, and you guys definitely stick around for this. I know this one's going to be a little bit of a longer video, but to watch what happens obviously from there. And okay, so now we're getting pretty close to market open, and we're seeing this selling pressure at the moment, which looks great. We've still got about 15 minutes. I actually wanted to cover some profits at about break even, but because this was so close to the open, I was actually thinking that this position was going to fall further. And I didn't want to sacrifice any potential profits there. And this is when things started to go wrong, because we had that initial push from the US futures and then a massive reversal, and it's about to get down further, which you'll see here. And my mentality really got compromised here. As you can see here, it's dropping quite a lot lower. I think at the peak of the low, if you want to call it that, I'm up pretty close to about $200 before the actual futures open. So, and I was in this position, I was actually thinking to myself that I've sold myself short and I haven't put my TP low enough. It's going to smash my TP straight away. This isn't going to be an issue at all. And yeah, I need to extend this. And when stuff starts going your way quite aggressively as a trader, even though you might think that you're right, you need to admit to yourself sometimes that, look, this is a little bit more than I expected, and I shouldn't be winning as easy as what I am at the moment. And being able to do that in your positions is definitely going to help you moving forward. Obviously, I'm talking in hindsight now. It's really easy to do that, but I'll admit firsthand that in this position, my mentality was wrong. Thinking that you're selling yourself short and that you're going to be right so much more than what you are isn't exactly the way to be going about it. So I'm just speeding up this clip here now, and you're seeing this aggressive selling pressure. So it's pretty hard to think that you're wrong in this scenario in terms of that. I was like, this is going to be a big day. And now we're getting pretty close to market open, so it's going to dip, I believe, a little bit further. It's going to do one final push, and I'll let you guys watch here, but this is a key thing that you need to be aware of. If you're seeing huge amounts of buying bias at these lows, like massive accumulation here by the looks of it, and it clearly, a lot of people that were long around this blue line that you can see on my screen are getting stopped out here. They've got their stops below it, and someone is buying it up in terms of that. But I seriously wasn't paying attention to that at this time. I was too busy looking at my blue profits, thinking that I was going to have another big day in terms of that. But we need to learn to obviously keep our emotions intact. So this is around near where the news really gets to market that Philip Lowe has decided to pump more stimulus, and it looks like, well, I wasn't aware of it at the time as much as I should have been, but this can cause a massive buck of trend when the US is sold off overnight and the Aussie market just bucks and goes gangbusters, which what you'll see here, and why I'm breathing like that is because I'm just going back through my mind at this time, and when this happened, I think I was pretty close to throwing my computer out the window. Not really, but you'll see what happens. So imagine my mind at the moment. I'm sitting pretty comfortable. I'm thinking that I'm going to be easily smashing that TP, and I probably should make it lower. As you see that final push down, and the market's going to open in about a minute here. So I'm just looking at everything. And here we go. The market's going to open in less than about 40 seconds. First push, I didn't really think anything of it. I'm sort of thinking to myself that maybe I should cover that. Getting pretty close to break even now, and now I'm in a sticky situation. What do? I don't want to take the loss. I was up so much, like what the hell is going on? Is this just a shakeout, or is this the start of a big move? So here comes the market open. And look at that. Within the space of about 2 minutes, those profits went from up about $200 to, yeah, pretty much just going to go through my stop loss straight away. So that was a really tough beat. I really didn't like that at all. And that was tough. And look, what we can learn from that, I'm going to talk a little bit more through this video, is if you're in profit and it's moved a little bit more surprisingly than what you expected, there's no harm in just covering those losses. Worst case scenario, you're going to walk out at a break even, and really try and ground yourself. And when you feel like things are right, you need to really ask yourself, is this just the market manipulation that's really getting to my head, or is this actually a really good trade? And my mind was definitely in the wrong situation in this, and that caused a pretty well, could have just been a break-even day, really easy, or even potentially could have taken some profit off the table there, which would have had a different outcome, but we ended up taking a loss on that day. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Really appreciate you guys sticking around. Anyway, speak soon. Cheers.